Hi, boys and girls. Today we are just doing some more of the subtraction, 2 and 3 digit numbers. So we're just going to do a little bit more practice with that. Let's get started. How could you figure out the difference between these two prices? So we have a bike that is $126 and another bike that is $379. Call right out. How can we figure out the difference between these two prices? All right, so that magic word is difference, right? That means that we know we're going to be subtracting. So we're going to have to subtract the two numbers. So that means our equation becomes 379 take away 126, right? We're going to take away the smaller number from the bigger number to find the difference. So Charlie crossed out blocks to help figure out the difference. He used base 10 blocks. The blue blocks represent this bike, 379, represent how much this bike costs. And then what do the marks that are crossed out represent? They represent how much this bike costs, right? Okay, so let's check. He crossed out 100, 2 tens, 6 ones, 126. So what do the remaining blue blocks represent? These 200s. What do these blocks represent? What is that number? Well, we have 200s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. And we have 3 ones. So this number is 253. That is the difference between the two prices. Okay? It's really important when we draw out the blocks and cross out these blocks and figure out what's left over that we know what we're doing. So we know what each step of the problem represents. Abby used a number line to help find the difference. Okay, so let's look at our number line. What steps did Abby follow? You can pause the video if you want some more time to think about it. What did she do? You're the teacher, you can see her thinking. Okay, so we see here that she started at her bigger number, her total, right? And then she jumped back 100, jumped back 20, and jumped back 6. So right here represents how much this first bike costs. And then her jumps represent how much the second bike costs, right? Okay, so then what? So we get the answer 253. And that represents the difference between the two prices. How does she break the smaller number into parts to make it easier to subtract? What are the different parts she broke the number into? Let's see. She broke it into a 100, a 20, and a 6. So she altogether subtracted 126, but she broke it up into hundreds, tens, and ones. Let's take a look. 379, take away 100. In a snap, I know that's 279. I don't have to deal with my tens or my ones. All I have to do is subtract in the hundreds place, right? Because we're subtracting an even 100. Very friendly numbers. So then we have our new answer. We leave off at 279. 279, take away 20. Okay, I can do that, right? I know that I won't have to deal with the ones or my hundreds. I can just worry about taking two groups of 10 away from my 279. In a snap, I can figure out that that is 259. And then from 259, taking away 6 is not that hard. I don't have to worry about my tens or my hundreds. I can just take away 6 ones. It might take a little bit longer, but when you break it apart like that and you find these friendly numbers to subtract with, that makes it so much more bearable than just taking 379 and trying to subtract 126 in one big jump.